Hi, Rachel. Do you have a second? Your brother and I have something to tell you. Hey, Katie, of course. What is it? Mark and I are having a baby. I'm 3 months pregnant now. What? Oh my gosh, congratulations. We better throw a baby shower soon then. Oh, we're fine, thank you. I'm sure we'd be better off planning and celebrating for ourselves than leaving it to you. I'm sorry, what? I didn't reach out to you just to let you know that I was pregnant. I actually had a very important favor to ask of you. Once the baby in my belly is born, I'd like to ask you to never show yourself in front of us again. I need to make sure that our child doesn't grow up seeing you as a role model. Are you serious? So you're suggesting that we stop being family? Yes. I'm never going to get to see the two of you or the baby. Exactly. I'm sorry, it's been very difficult being around a high school graduate lowlife myself. And it's even more out of the question to be forcing my own child to be around one. So I'll be maintaining a good distance with you from now on. Wow, just wow. And before you even ask, yes, Mark 100% agrees with this. You know, I would even go as far as to say that he was the one who came up with the whole idea in the first place. That we should distance ourselves from you since you're a high school graduate. I'm glad that the two of us have felt the same way about this matter. You two have always treated me like this. You know that I wanted to go to college too. I had no choice but to start work because that's what our family needed. The company that your parents were running went out of business, right? I've heard that you were all struggling to get by for a while. Our parents were able to find different jobs after that and worked for years. That's the only reason why Mark was able to go to college, unlike me. Are you still going to make fun of me while knowing all of that? I mean, I do feel bad for you, but then again, a high school graduate is a high school graduate, and that's that. Society won't take into account why your educational background is the way it is. Seriously. Through my educated eyes, you people are all the same. And it hurts my eyes when I have to watch you uneducated people make all of these excuses as to why you were unable to get a proper education. It really brings out your lack of dignity. Why is it that the worse the educational background, the more excuses people have? I would never make an excuse if I was in your shoes. So what you're trying to say is, regardless of what I say, the words that come out of my mouth are still those of a high school graduate, so you don't care. Whatever, I get what you're trying to tell me. If that's what you want, then I won't show myself in front of the two of you ever again after your child is born. I was scared that you wouldn't understand me, so I'm glad you do. I'll be headed then. Goodbye!
Rachel, guess what? I now live in an apartment in the middle of the city inside a skyscraper. I'm officially on top of the world.
Oh, wow, that's great. Did you two decide to move in preparation to welcome the child?
Yeah, I read that the location at which you live significantly affects the child's educational outcome. I mean, you can see that it's true from me and Katie. We both grew up in the city, and now we're both graduates from prestigious universities, and work at mega companies. I'm sure our child is going to turn out as bright as the two of us, so we better make sure their environment doesn't drag them down.
I agree. I think it's important for a parent to prioritize education. I've also read that the location the child grows up greatly affects their drive towards achieving well in school.
Exactly! I mean, it's common sense that if you live with idiots, then you'll become one yourself. And in order to avoid that from happening, Kitty and I are raising our child in the best and brightest environment that we could provide.
That's great. Your apartment must really be amazing.
Yeah, it's the type of place that someone with an educational background like you could only dream of. I've heard rumors of celebrities living there, and apparently, it even houses CEOs and managers from all kinds of big companies. That's why the school that's built nearby is one of the best in the state.
Wow, the rent must really be expensive.
Yeah, the room itself is also really luxurious too. It's pretty spacious and has a great view. Sorry to show off like this, but I'm sure you can live somewhere like this if you can go ahead and graduate from college. It probably isn't too late. In fact, I'll invite you over so you can take a look.
You're inviting me over. I thought you hated people who aren't graduated from a nice college. Why would you invite me to your house?
As you've heard from Katie, you'll never see her or me again once our child is born. So I thought it would be nice to have a chance to say our last goodbye. And also, you'll probably never get the chance again, so I thought it would be a kind act to let you come over. I'll even let you take pictures to hang on your wall once you go home.
You know what? I'd love to go. I'm genuinely curious to see what type of luxurious place you'll be living in, so thank you for inviting me.
Of course, as the French once said, noblesse oblige. Let us nobles be empathetic for the poor. You know, Katie and I's total annual income has just exceeded $200,000. It sounds like a dream even to me. I'll show you a view that you'll never be able to forget.
Hello, Rachel. Thank you for coming over today. I always thought that the poor people never had the time or mental space to be wasting their time. But I guess I was wrong. Thank you for making time for us in your busy schedule. Do you never get bored of making fun of me? And you have something to say to me before anything else, don't you? What the hell was that? Why would you throw coins at me when I was leaving? I mean, you brought some gifts with you as congratulations for moving in, didn't you? Well, I was raised to always give back for anything given. We're never seeing each other again, so I thought it would be a good idea to give back to you right there on the spot. Give back? Do you consider throwing coins at me as giving back to me? Oh my, do you not? I thought that the cheap-looking flowers in the vase that you brought today were worth a few dollars. If I'm giving back something of the same value, then I thought a few coins would fit for that. How could you say that? You know, I've always expected you to be poor, but I never expected you to be this poor. I mean, who brings that kind of obviously cheap thing as a gift for others? Those flowers that you gave me made me sure of my theory. People who aren't educated properly have no choice but to become poor. I'd like to thank you for making me reassure myself that I'll never make my children become like you. I chose my present myself, just for the two of you. I heard that you two were moving into a nice apartment, so I thought some flowers and a nice vase would bring the whole interior together. That vase is an artwork that was made by a famous potter. I won't tell you the price because it's a gift, but it's a very nice gift and you should appreciate it. Whatever. You don't have to try so hard to make yourself seem like something that you're not. Through the educated eyes of my husband and I, we can obviously tell that this vase isn't worth anything more than a few dollars. Did you get it at Dollar Tree? Wait, let me guess. You just made it yourself so that you wouldn't have to spend money, didn't you? Seriously. However you got it, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm sorry, but my husband and I have already thrown away the flowers and the vase that you bought today. I see that you chose it yourself, but it just emits some sort of poor, malicious energy that we couldn't take. There was no other choice. I'm sorry. How rude of you. All I wanted to do was congratulate you on beginning a new chapter, and this is what you do in return? I've already gotten used to you making fun of my educational background, but this is just purely heartless of you. I can't take this anymore. Well, then it's great timing, isn't it? We're never going to see each other again, so you can hate us all you want. You'll never have to see us again, and we'll never have to see you either. I mean, I hope so, but I have a feeling that I'm going to have to see you again. What are you talking about? There's no way we're ever wasting another minute talking to you. We're officially strangers now, which means that you'll never be stepping foot in our house either. What a bummer. I'm glad that you at least got to see what a nice house meant for educated and rich people looks like. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I own this building. What? It's true that a lot of people who live here have great educational backgrounds, but it's not like I made that a rule as the owner. I don't care about where you came from as long as you're able to pay the rent. And I don't appreciate how you feel entitled enough to make the rules around here when I literally make them myself. I get that you're mad, but making obvious lies doesn't help your situation, honey. Whether you believe it or not, I own this building, and that's all there is to it. The room that you showed to me as if you owned the whole world, that room is mine, and you're paying me to live in it. If you don't believe me, come on over to the top floor. You'll see the whole floor is my house. The whole top floor? You two looked so dumb when you were telling me that I'd never live in such a nice place. Every cent that you spend to live here comes to me, for God's sake. Are you kidding? How is that possible? In what world would a high school graduate own a building like this? You're lying to feel better about yourself, aren't you? You can even look at the papers that you signed to finalize the moving in process. You'll see that the room is under my name. Really? I don't care what you want to believe, but if you're going to keep trying to believe that I'm lying, then take a look at it and then bother me. I'll be going then. I'm still furious at the two of you. The coins that you threw at me will be going to donation, by the way.
Rachel, answer the phone right now. How on earth did you end up owning a building like this? This is impossible.
Looks like you finally took a proper look at the papers. How did you not notice anything when you were signing them, for God's sakes?
Even if they had the same name as you, I never thought it would be you. I just thought you had the same name as the owner by coincidence. I mean, who would think that it's their high school graduate sister that owns this place? You're supposed to be a poor lowlife.
Yes, I would be a poor lowlife if I hadn't worked as hard as I did.
What?
No matter how much the two of you would harass me, I stayed focused on my work and brought myself to this position. After paying off our parents' debt, I earned countless certificates to qualify for all kinds of jobs. One of the many jobs that I'd experienced was caretaking. On that job, I ended up working as a caretaker for a wealthy madam who worked alone in her mansion.
At a mansion?
Yes, I got sent there by coincidence at first, but she really liked the way I did things. She ended up scouting me to work for her personally, so I left my company and worked as her personal caretaker.
What kind of fairy tale scenario is that?
I took very good care of her until she passed away years later. In the end, it turned out that she left all of her inheritance under my name.
And you're saying that this building was part of that inheritance?
Yes, this is one of the many buildings and apartments that she left behind for me.
What the hell? All you had to do was take care of some rich old lady for a few years and you got all of that? That's not supposed to happen in real life.
Well, it did, and now I'm the owner of the apartment that you live in. The madam told me that she had to struggle quite a bit when she was younger, and that she was the same as me, a high school graduate. Because of that, her marriage got canceled and she was harassed at her workplace for years. She said I reminded her of herself.
The old lady never went to college either?
Isn't it amazing? No matter what the odds or what anyone else said to her, she still kept working towards her goals. In the end, she became the queen of real estate in this area. I mean, she was rich enough to hire a personal caretaker, so that says a lot about her wealth. I earned tons and gained a lot of inspiration in the last few years that I was by her side.
But why on earth would you hide that all from me? Not even Mom or Dad know that you have this much wealth, do they?
Of course, Mom and Dad know everything about this. They were the first people that I told.
Really?
Yeah, I even suggested that they started living with me, but they said they're going to pass on the offer. That they were glad I was happy and that they want me to live my own life since they took so much away from me when I was young.
Then why didn't you tell me too?
Why did you think that I would even think about telling you? Do you not remember how many times you made fun of me for not having gone to college? I'm not bored enough to deal with you. Anyways, when are you planning to leave your apartment? I hope you're already beginning to pack your things up.
What do you mean? Why would we move out? We just moved here.
You wouldn't want to live in an apartment owned by a high school graduate, would you? I mean, solely judging by the way you and your wife persistently harassed me for years about my educational background, of course. Seems only logical that you move out to avoid paying such a person for living. Or do you plan on continuing to live in my apartment? Because if that's the case, then you probably won't be able to achieve your goal of never letting your baby see me. And besides, your pride as an elite probably couldn't handle the fact that someone below you is literally living on top of you, could you?
I don't believe this. I'm supposed to be the successful one out of the two of us. But even if it's below you, this room is still something that I worked hard to earn. And I paid tons of initial fees. I just can't move out right away. I even invited some friends to come check it out. I can't back out now.
Whatever, I don't care whether you keep living here or move out. As the owner of your room, the only thing I care about is that you pay me your rent. Well then, it's good doing business with you. Hey Rachel, I just had a quick question if you don't mind. Do you think you could give us a discount on the rent as the owner, or could you possibly move us to a higher floor for the same amount of rent? Is that even a real question? No, I won't allow either of those things. Come on, Rachel, aren't we sisters? I'm sure you could work something out for us. Please? How many personalities do you have? Do you think I'm just going to forget about the evil stepsister that harassed me for years? I finally had an epiphany. It's just wrong and stupid to make fun of people for their educational background. You couldn't possibly measure a person's worth with such a superficial trait. I'll apologize for every single thing I've done and said that offended you, so let's start over as besties. Seriously. Yes, aren't you glad to finally have the loving little sister that you always wanted? We should go and have some tea together sometime. I'm pregnant, but I'm still doing well enough to go out on my own. If you're so bored, then why don't you just go get a proper job? I'm sure your college degree would get you a decent job. Maybe you'll finally be able to quit your part-time job. What? I hate to break it to you, but I know everything about you two. As the owner, I have the right to check your annual incomes. You two have been telling me that you're elites who work for mega companies. $200,000 a year. Why the hell would you lie about that? I know that you two only make $60,000 a year combined, and you only have a part-time job. How? Where did you find out? I found out when the two of you tried to move in. I heard that the real estate company declined the two of you because of your annual salaries, and that you two were making excuses that you'd just been fired recently, and that you'd been making $200,000 a year until last year. Mark promised that he would be promoted and would make as much as he used to right away, right? And that you'd get a proper job as soon as you could. How do you know the exact lines of our conversation? You even showed them your student IDs from college, right? Do you really think student IDs from years ago mean anything at all in the real world? How? The real estate agency contacted me right away. And I said you can move in since it's all up to me in the end. All because I cut you some slack as your older sister. Really? But what do you do in return? Try to negotiate prices and pay less. I don't think I've ever met anyone as greedy as you. If you have time to be negotiating prices with me, then why don't you find a job? As you promised, go ahead and show that you're an elite. Of course, that's exactly what I'm planning on doing. It's just that I'm pregnant right now. And I heard that Mark isn't doing too well at his workplace either. Look, I don't care about the reason why you two ended up getting fired from your previous jobs. But you better keep every single promise that you made at the office. If you even make one delayed payment, you're out. Isn't that a bit harsh? I think it's great that you two care enough about your child to move just to give them a good learning environment. But biting off more than you can chew is never a good idea. I heard the preschools around here cost tens of thousands per year, and that's just the beginning. Kids cost more and more as they get older. What? Preschools here cost that much? Did you not look up the living expenses around here before moving in? I mean, we just thought that the living in the city would be enough. Breathing the same air and seeing the same sights as smart people is important in raising a smart child, right? Living in a nice environment won't automatically make your kids smarter. Isn't that common sense? I think the two of you should have a nice, long talk about the future. Compare your income with the living expenses around here and come back to me with an answer. Because things won't always go your way just because you went to a nice university. I found out later on, but the reason that the two of them got fired from their jobs in the first place was simply because they were bad at what they did. They would go around harassing people who didn't go to nice schools like them, but wouldn't do much work either and ended up getting fired. After a conversation, the two properly compared their earnings with their expenses. Told me later that week that they would give up their dream apartment. After that, I heard that they moved into a cheaper apartment. Sometimes I receive texts from Katie asking me to support her child's educational fees, and that they want to make their kids get into the top schools in the nation. But I just send pictures of the view from my apartment in response.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.
Oh, Nina, hello there. It's your favorite future sister-in-law here. Thank you so much for the wonderful share that you put on today. I love the vegetables and rice you make because it tastes so delicious. Above all, it helps you stick to the household budget, right? Hello, Natalie. You're welcome, I guess, but I'm sorry, I don't quite get what you're getting at. Could you please clear this up for me and tell me what you actually want to say? What are you even on about? Did I do something? Didn't you realize that I made the rice and vegetables especially for you to feel welcome? You're my neighbor and you're also my younger brother's fiance, so I want us to get along. That's why I gave you that food. I didn't think I'd get a lot of money each month. What's all that supposed to mean? I am so confused right now. When you put it like that, it makes me sound like I'm begging you for food. Do you think I'm that desperate? To be honest, it comes off a little bit like that these days, Natalie. You drop by here without letting me know you're coming and ask for a share of my food. Then you won't leave until I give you something. To be honest, it's rather annoying and sometimes it makes me anxious. You think that's annoying? What a horrible thing to say. It would be such a waste to throw all the leftover vegetables that you've got into the garden or in the trash. Don't you think I'm helping you by taking your food with me? That's why we aren't wasting food and I'm helping you eat it all up. Wait, what? Why are you bringing this up, Natalie? Well, since you're living alone, you wouldn't be able to reduce the amount of food and other vegetables you cook without giving it to someone else, right? It's such a waste to not give the food to someone. So don't be like, why are you talking about this to me? If you continue to be so narrow-minded, you won't be able to marry anyone. I don't see what me being single has to do with me cooking. What are you getting at? But there are so many connections when it comes to the things you do. You should take this as an opportunity to look at yourself in the mirror and reconsider things. Otherwise, marriage for you will keep being put off until no one wants to be with you. Huh? Why are you jumping from one subject to the next? Why are you criticizing me so much? Well, people who are good at cooking and growing things in their garden are in high demand. A woman who's got a lot of those characteristics get married really early, right? However, you're still a miserable single lady, Nina. Once you reach the age of 35, women like you become so narrow-minded. I've only just recognized why you're still single just now. If I was really that narrow-minded, Natalie, you'd not receive any food from me and I'd keep it to myself. The fact that I share vegetables and other dishes with you is a great thing. My heart's as big as the ocean and I love giving to others. Maybe that's just something that you'll never understand about me and that's fine, but don't criticize me all the time about it. Then why haven't you gotten married? There's no way a man would leave a woman to be single if they're such a good cook. I suppose no one has any interest in being with an old and wrinkly 35-year-old like you. I hope someone as kind as myself appears in front of you soon. It would be such a waste to leave you single while a wonderful man is wandering around looking for his perfect wife. I'll be coming over again next month to get my share of your food so it doesn't go to waste. It's the summertime, so I'm looking forward to being able to eat the watermelons and other fruits growing in your garden.
Hi there, Nina. I just wanted to send you a message saying I'm really sorry about what happened today. It seems like Natalie just decided it was her right to take your food from your house. I can't believe that she took such a large amount of vegetables and other dishes from you.
Yeah, I finally told her what I think about it today. I told it to her straight that it was such a nuisance of her to just be coming over without telling me. She just keeps coming over whenever she feels like it, but when it comes to her, she doesn't listen to anything I say at all. She told me that she was going to come by next month as well.
I've also told her many times that you've got to ask to go over instead of just dropping by. She's completely burdening you by going over there and just taking the food that you work so hard to make. I've told her over and over again to stop causing trouble for my sister, but I also get the same treatment that you do. She doesn't listen to me at all either.
I was told that it would be a waste since there are leftovers anyway and no one else will eat them. She claims that I'm living off my own poor leftovers.
She very much thinks she's doing the right thing, but she's just being pushy and wanting your food. I'm so sorry about what she said to you, Nina.
Even though I'm trying to take care of the people around me, she's still looking down on me like I'm filth. She was teasing me again today about my age and how I'm single. It's got nothing to do with her what my life's like.
What the heck? Why does she think she's got the right to question you or treat you in that way?
I've been hiding a few things from you, but lately her behavior has gotten really bad, so I needed to tell you. I'm sorry, but if you're seriously going to get married to a woman like her, I'll have to consider going out with someone so she'll get off my case. It's mentally tough to stick together for a long time, especially when your in-laws are treating you like crap.
Yeah, I guess there's not much choice in the matter. But I'll also be a little more cautious around Natalie, in case she steps out of line. The wedding ceremony's coming up, so maybe I'm just on a high about wanting to love her and marry her, so I don't see what she's really like.
If she didn't treat me like she does, she's actually a really nice and happy lady. For the time being, I'm just going to try and keep my distance from her, at least until she calms down a little bit. Hey, I'm trying to get in touch with you. Natalie, can you please answer me? Why have I been kicked out of the wedding venue? How is there no way for me to get inside? Please, hurry up and let me in, otherwise I'm going to miss everything. Oh, Nina, I'm just so sorry. I'd like people who are not suitable guests for the wedding celebration to refrain from attending the ceremony. I'm sorry that this decision has been made without your knowledge and it's such short notice, but you can go home now. So, can you please leave the venue? Are you seriously kidding me right now, Natalie? You're saying that I need to go home now? What do you mean that some guests aren't invited to attend? Don't you realize that I'm the groom's big sister? I have never heard of anyone's relative getting kicked out of a family wedding before. But Nina, aren't you still a miserable single person? It doesn't really go with what we wanted for the ceremony. Even if you're a relation to the groom, I want to avoid people like you. What's that even supposed to mean? Why are you using me being single as an excuse to kick me out of the ceremony? Because weddings are for celebrating the happy couple while also being surrounded by other happy couples. It's a place for husbands and wives to commit to each other and to express their eternal love for one another. And you wouldn't understand because you're single and choose to be alone. Don't you realize that this isn't the place for you to be? How dare you say that? Are you kidding me, Natalie? That's a terrible thing to say. I only just realized this today, okay? All the guests that were invited have wonderful partners or are married. Amongst all of those guests, you're the only one who's single. If you were staying around in a place like this trying to mingle, wouldn't you get super jealous? I'm just trying to do you a favor here. I'm saving your own skin from embarrassment. This is so unbelievable. I just don't fully understand your reasoning for doing this, Natalie. Did you really kick me out of the ceremony for this stupid reason? Hey, I'm being dead serious here. Only happy people should come to a wedding ceremony like this. In such a place, people who come and are single give off bad vibes. I don't want the only wedding I'll ever have be tainted by negative people and them moaning about being alone. Your wedding wouldn't even be tainted as I don't give off any negative vibes at all. That's not true at all. You give off such a miserable and negative aura. I can see it from miles away. Just having someone like you hanging around brings sadness and depression to everyone in the room. A woman who's still on the market is so out of place in a ceremony like this. Fine. Have it your way then, Natalie. I'll just go home. Ah, okay then. Just leave the congratulatory present behind so we can pick it up on our way out, okay? As always, you're so crude. I'll just leave the gift on the ground and go home as you wish for me to do. But if you ask me to come back later on, I won't do it. That makes no sense. What are you talking about? Why would I ask you something like that for anyway? In fact, I feel so relieved that the person who caused such a nuisance has disappeared. Now I can be happy and my wedding will be full of joy and love. Nina, I really need you to come back to the wedding venue right now. Oh, I can't believe this. My father's so angry. This isn't good. Oh, I wonder what's gone wrong. What's going on over there? For some reason, he suddenly noticed that you weren't here and he started making a huge fuss. So when I told him I said to her to go home, he got super angry. He started screaming and said that the wedding was to be canceled immediately. He told me to his own daughter that it's not worth marrying a woman like me if I'm going to do something like this. Oh my, that's actually crazy. He sounds extremely angry then. Your father's usually so calm about these things. What's gotten into him? What am I supposed to do? Why did my own father get so angry about kicking you out of the wedding? You know, he's got a point because I also don't know why you'd do that to me either. Maybe your brain is turned to mush because you were so excited that you found a way to only have happy couples at the wedding and then you'd be happy? What the heck is that supposed to mean? You think that doing something like this isn't normal? Well, any normal parent would get angry over something like this. You kicked me out of the venue for silly reasons. His own daughter kicked out the groom's older sister for such a stupid reason. I can see why he's angry with you. Apart from that, I feel totally in his debt now with him understanding how insane your actions have been. On top of that, I also hid how you've been treating me from our parents. If they found out what you really wanted, it would be an inconvenience to you. So you did this without saying anything to your parents. No wonder they're angry after they saw I wasn't at the venue. What? Now just hold on a minute. How do you know about what I was thinking? I ended up telling your parents everything you've done to me, that you've been forcibly taking the food I cook from my house. I heard you also brought the food over to your parents' house and told them that you were the one that cooked all that food. What are you even saying? I didn't lie to my parents. How do you even know all that? Before the wedding ceremony started, I went over to greet and have a little chat with your parents. At that time, we started talking about you. They told me that you'd recently gotten into home gardening and cooking, which made no sense to me. You told them that girls change a lot when they get married, but when I asked for more details, I ended up telling them it was me who made all that food. When I told them the truth, they started to panic a little, as you've never been the one to lie. You're the one making up lies! Did you just confess everything to them? I definitely thought that your parents were misunderstanding the whole situation. I never thought that you'd be actively lying to them. Tisk tisk, Natalie, you must never tell lies to your parents. But how could you sell me out like that? Then you go ahead and kick me out of your wedding just because I'm single. It's ridiculous. It's no wonder your parents are furious at you for lying and then kicking me out of the venue. I looked out for you and took care of you, but you just treated me like crap and looked down on me. All because I was single. On top of that, you told me to leave your gift behind and told me to go home. You care more about gifts than people, Natalie. I didn't really mean to. It was just a joke. Just please come back to the wedding venue so we can continue with the ceremony. And it will also appease my parents, so please come back here. Both of them are quite angry. I've never seen them this angry before, and I can't help but do anything to fix it. If things continue like this, the wedding might actually get canceled, no joke. I told you before, Natalie, I wasn't going to come back to the venue no matter what happened. You know that you agreed to that, right? Yes, but my wedding could actually get canceled because of something so silly. Well, that's your problem. I just plan to laze around at home now. I hope the wedding, which only happens usually once in a person's life, goes smoothly. Are you trying to ruin me or something? Nina, what happened yesterday? Why did you really not come back to help me out? This is all your fault that my wedding didn't go the way it was supposed to. After my father got angry at me for kicking you out of the wedding ceremony, he gave me no choice and canceled my wedding in front of everybody there. What happened to your wedding shouldn't be blamed on me. You were the one that lied about everything, and I just spoke the truth to your parents. Cut the crap, Nina. You were trying to sabotage everything for me because you're that kind of person. It's because you did so many unnecessary things to me. My mom and dad were worried about my marriage. That's why I sent them food and vegetables to make them feel less anxious about the whole thing. I was just showing my parents the love and respect that they needed. Then you go and ruin all that. But you don't use someone else's meals and vegetables to show that. It was my cooking you were giving them, not your own. What you were doing was wrong in the first place by taking what isn't yours and making it come off as your own. Oh my God, Nina, just shut up. You're such a miserable and single old hag. I don't want to be told this by the person who thinks I'm not respecting my parents. Are you kidding me? You're the one who's been lying to them, okay? Would you quit it with the stuff about me being miserable and single, please? Well, that's why you'll be single no matter how long it takes to find you a man. You always snitch on people. Don't get so carried away with your crap just because you're good at cooking and can grow vegetables. It's not much of an exciting thing. I was almost able to get married even without learning how to do that. If anyone is the worst daughter, it's you. You're a miserable, single, 35-year-old that can't hold down a man. You're such a stupid daughter for lying to your parents. How are you still saying so much nonsense about me? Because I can. What are you getting at?
It's because of you that we're here today, talking to each other, and you begging Nina to do something about what you've done. But you, oh no, you turn everything on me, even though you're the one who got angry yesterday. You still haven't reflected on what you did to make things happen the way they did. Then you decide to continue to make fun of Nina. I've had enough of your crap, Natalie.
Wait just a minute. Is that you, Dad? Why the heck are you using Nina's phone for?
I came over here to apologise to her in your place, since you're too stubborn to. Your mother and I came over to apologise for what our stupid little daughter did. How could you lie to us like this?
But, Dad, I was just trying to look like a good daughter.
Nina was so kind to actually accept our apology. She didn't have to do that, but she did. She then showed us her garden. When we told her that we had started a garden after we retired and that we had been unsuccessful, we thanked her for the advice she gave us on how to grow vegetables. Why would you treat someone as kind as Nina like you have? We taught you better than that.
I just can't believe that you're not taking your own daughter's side in this.
The vegetables you so brazenly took from her took a lot of time and effort to grow. I got it for free, and you didn't even pay her back for it. And you don't even thank her for it, you just took it as your own. On top of that, you constantly look down on her for being single. It's pathetic, Natalie.
This isn't what it looks like, Dad, I swear. That's just how we are, you see? It's the way we communicate.
What's that even supposed to mean, Natalie?
Even though we're sisters-in-law, we're sisters, right? You can say anything you want to a sister. That's why I don't thank her for many things. Even if you're a single person, it's just the way we communicate with each other. We just joke around.
You think this is how you should treat a sister? Are you kidding me, Natalie? You realise that your marriage is in jeopardy now because of how you treated Nina, right?
Huh? No way, really? But I hardly said anything that bad to her.
Beside us being here, Cole's here as well, to apologise to Nina for how you've acted.
Are you serious? Cole's there as well? Please don't involve him in this, Dad.
He also told me that he doesn't want to go through with the marriage anymore.
Are you kidding me? That's not fair. I didn't do anything.
You treated his sister like crap, Natalie. Think back on what you've done. You've been so rude. Think about how many people's feelings you've hurt. I'm not going to interfere with the couple's problems, but whatever the outcome is, it's your own fault. Even if you come to our house crying, I don't intend on letting you in.
Nina, what am I supposed to do? I can't get a hold of Cole. Where is he? He's not breaking up with me, right? Cole's still at my house. He's going to move out and live here for a while. That's why he came over to ask to stay at mine. What? He wants to live apart from me, but I really need to talk to him. Look, I don't know if Cole will break up with you or not, but he needs his space. But he put the marriage registration papers through the shredder, so I think you've got your answer. Are you kidding me? Why would he do that to me? I'm definitely not ready to break up with him. Why is this happening? I just wanted to begin my marriage with a happy wedding surrounded by happy couples, and you've gone and ruined it. I hardly said anything bad to you, and so what? I took some of your vegetables for my parents and myself. It's not like you needed them. That's not the point, Natalie. You'd come over without my permission and took what you pleased. I might be single, but I'm happy and you need to back off. Just help me get back Cole. I need him. He's all I've got now. Please tell him to come back home. Your problems are not mine to fix. You need to reflect on how rude you've been to me and your parents. You can do that thinking all on your own. Good luck with that. A short while later, a discussion was had in the presence of both families. Natalie apparently came by with a tearful apology and a 150-page essay on what she did wrong. She said she decided to stay away to reflect on what she did. During that time, Cole was living at my house. I've been doing a lot of business trips lately, so he's been very helpful with taking care of the vegetables in my garden. He told me that I always make the most delicious food, and he helped pay for the food costs. As for Natalie, she rented an apartment near her parents during the separation period. While helping her parents in their vegetable garden, she was bossed around by her strict parents. I don't know if she regrets what she did, but all the vegetables she sends us are fresh and delicious. I guess she wasn't such a bad gardener after all.
Thank you for watching till the end. If you felt good about this video, like the video. If you didn't like it, let me know why in the comments. Subscribe too. Your likes and subs lead to our motivation. We have so many videos on our channel as well, so go ahead and take a look. See you in the next video.